I've had to learn a lot and change a lot. No, yeah, not change, kind of expand, because before Plains I was a fairly two-dimensional rock drummer, kind of pretty beefy, powerhouse. I like that word, maybe not. But yeah, working with like Ted and Charlotte, these incredibly trained, classically trained musicians who have such massive knowledge and such a wide range to complement the kind of stuff that they would do, I had to kind of rethink. I've had to rethink a lot of my playing style and learn a lot of new things. So yeah, my horizons have broadened. I'm still always going to be a rock drummer. Yeah, I think that's always what I'm going to be fundamentally, but they've taught me delicacy and dynamic and ways to feel a groove that I wouldn't have found without playing with them. And I've obviously learned a lot from Steve, who's got a lot of knowledge to pass on as far as playing drums goes. This is my Shine kit, and I've had it for 7 years, I think. So it's done a lot of mileage. It still sounds incredible. We're going on tour in 2 days, so I'm giving it a full top to bottom MOT, make sure it's ready to go with a new set of heads. But yeah, I think I love it to bits. Never will I ever sell it. I'm never going to sell this kit. I'm going to pass it on to my youngster one day. But I think it's time. I need a new one. I like about this kit, it's a big, beefy rock kit. It's 100% maple. It's a really warm sound, really big, thick, heavy drums, and yeah, it's kind of, because I've had it. It was one of my first big kits when I was a teenager, and kind of growing up with it, it's been the kit that I've learnt my trade on almost. So yeah, I love it because it's kind of become, it's the reason, one of the foundations of what I've become today, sort of thing. At the moment I've got a DW Collector's brass snare, which is 8x14, and it's ridiculous. It's a beautiful instrument. It caters for everything. You're able to, when it's on stage and mic'd up, you can get these big, really beefy sounds, but you don't have to compromise the attack that you get, and you can still, you know, if something drops and you need to move around something, you can still play with it really gently, and it's just as responsive. And when you come down on it, it's still a kind of a fat rock sound that I love. The cymbals that I'll be using on tour, they're a set of Zildjian ones, and the ride's my favourite one. It's a big 22-inch K ride, and it's the perfect marriage of getting, if you want to get kind of a nice pingy, contacty kind of sound, it sounds perfect. And then if you want to make it break a bit and make it wash a tiny bit, it's great. You can smack it and it doesn't lose control and blow out the rest of the kit, and it's got a really big bell on it, so it caters for absolutely everything I want to do. It's massive, it's great. And then on top of that, there's I'll be using two A Customs. One's a medium, no, this one's a thin 17, and then I'm going to have a medium 19, and they're just, well, they're amazing, absolutely beautiful cymbals. And then I've got a big K Custom China that's 19 inches, I think, and yeah, I've not heard anything better. And hi-hats, I've got 14.5 hybrid K Customs, and they're really interesting. I've never used hi-hats that have been kind of hand hammered or funny shapes in, and these have little rivets going around the edge, and that it gives you kind of in the same family as the ride, it gives you every level of response you want. So if you're playing with the tip really delicately, it just sounds so crisp and clean, and it's really sensitive, so you can make the slightest change to how you're playing that and it'll respond. And at the same time, if you're just kind of laying into it, it's not too sharp. It's a nice kind of full, deep kind of hi-hat sound, and you can get ones that are too sharp that, especially when you open them up and come down on them, just cut through everything that's going on and can be really kind of an irritating thing to listen to. But yeah, they're on the money. Well, at the moment I'm using Veta 1As, and they're the ones that I've been using for the last year just about, and I broke all of them and I've spent the last 2 weeks using ones that are slightly shorter, because the 1As, you get an extra, I think you get an extra 3/4 of an inch to an inch on the end, and I like that. I've used to found it good for balance, but I've spent the last 2 weeks on sticks that are normal length, and now I've gone back to them. They feel really alien, so my stick situation is now in limbo, and I'm not sure what I'm going to go for the rest of this year and for doing the album, but yeah, I'll see what happens.